Good morning. Have a seat up on your lift. I have a few folded blankets here. You can use folded blankets, towels, cushions, bolsters, anything to give you a little bit of a lift. I have some props standing by. I have a couple blocks which you can have if you have blocks or books. A little stack of books is a good substitute for blocks. Have a chair. You can use any chair that's available for you. I don't know if we'll do the chair today, but I always have it standing by. Sometimes I just get little messages. Do this now, even if I didn't have a plan. So I always try and have a few things nearby just in case I get those messages of what's needed. And I have a strap here, which you can use a scarf, a belt. Bathrobe belts are really good too because they're soft. Sometimes a regular belt can be a little hard, but if that's what you got, that's what you got. That's totally fine. So find yourself a comfortable seating position. Today I have my feet more turned up, right? Last class we spoke about, you know, the two main ways of teaching the feet are the knife edge of the foot down or the foot turned up. I recommend today doing the one that creates more ease for you. This one creates more ease for me. I still don't have them pulled in really hard. They're still more below my knees, so pushed forward. But turning the bottoms of the feet up, the tops of the feet towards the floor, this creates a little bit more ease for me. So find out today what creates more ease for you. And maybe something in between. Maybe you don't need the extreme on either side. Find the in between. Sometimes the in between is the right place. We often struggle to go towards the max one way or the other with many things, with yoga poses, instructions, and then out in life. Sometimes the in between is the peaceful place. Ensure that your shoulders are over your hips, that you're not leaning forward, you're not leaning back. That the front ribs draw into the body, that you're not puffing them forward. And find that lengthening in the inner thighs, from the inner thigh, upper inner thigh through the inner knee, and from the upper inner thigh, lengthening back towards the lower abdomen. So the whole inner groin is lengthening. And that releasing from the inner thighs, from the front of the leg towards the back of the leg. And maintaining that lengthening, that releasing as you contract, grip the outer quadricep muscles and compact the hips together. So there's a drawing from the outer knees to the outer hips as you compact the hips together. And it's that dance between giving enough firmness to the outer legs and the outer hips without also gripping the inner thighs. So can you contract and work the outer thighs and lengthen the inner thighs at the same time? And sometimes that takes a little dance with the mind to get there. Do whatever dancing in the mind that you need to do. So you can experience both of those sensations. And when you get that, notice the effects of that. What changes in the abdominal area? What changes in the chest area? What changes with the breath? Now maintain that stability in the seat and lengthen from your hips through your armpits without lifting the shoulders. The shoulders release down, yet there's a lengthening from the hips through the side ribs up through the armpits. Ensure that the front bottom ribs continue to move back into the body. Don't think of the front of sticking those front bottom ribs out as lengthening. And again, as you do that lengthening, can you notice the effects on your body and on your breath? My breath completely changes when I find that lengthening. And if I lengthen slowly, the changes are more significant. If I just do that big lift, there is a change. But when I take the time and really focus on the lengthening, and in BK Iyengar's words, more and more as time goes on. So it's not just one big movement and then we're done. But he calls them actions, which continue more and more as time goes on. And the change is the effects, which is what we're really here to notice. This isn't about taking the actions, doing these movements. It's about noticing the effects of the actions. Of course, we have to take the action in order to notice the effects. So when you take the time, what's the experience? When you lengthen more and more as time goes on, what are the effects of that experience? Now extend your elbows diagonally out to the sides. From the inner armpit, extend out through the inner arm. From the outer elbow, draw back towards the shoulder socket. And then keep your elbows where they are. And bring your palms together, thumbs at your chest. Touch your palms evenly. Notice which palm begins to press first. Which palm is sort of the giver, so to speak, and the other palm is the receiver. And can you even it out so both palms are giving and receiving the same? And it doesn't need to be hard. But you want them to be equal. As you touch the palms evenly, allow for a spreading of the shoulder blades at the top of the back. Or I guess not the very top of the back. The top of the back spreads too, but that area of shoulder blades moving away from each other. And let your eyelids close if they haven't closed yet. Draw your eyes back and down to gaze at the seat of your heart, the seat of your soul. Without forcing any type of deep breath, can you begin to observe how the breath is breathing you? You spent a little time here creating the structure, the container, so to speak. Allow the breath to breathe you and observe how the breath breathes you in this container that you've created. And let's chant the syllable Om 3 times together, exhaling completely, deep inhalation. Lifting your sternum towards the ceiling, lower your chin towards your heart. Release your hands onto your thighs with your palms up. With your eyes closed, raise your head. From the back of your head, gently let your eyelids open. All right, we'll start off lying back today. Take hold of your strap or strap substitute, scarf, belt, whatever you have. And let's start off lying back. If you need a blanket for your head, if your head gets thrown back, just take a blanket for your head so it's not, getting fully thrown back. And otherwise, you can lie flat without a blanket under your head if that's comfortable for you. Have the strap just to the side for a moment, okay? You don't need it right this minute, but have it to the side of you for a moment so that it's within your arm's reach. Start with your legs bent, feet on the floor. Take the top of the buttocks. Don't do a pelvic tilt here. We're not doing a pelvic tilt, but just scoop that flesh towards your heels to lengthen the lower back so that with the legs bent, the lower back becomes flat on the floor. When you straighten the legs, the lower back will not stay flat on the floor. Okay, it will come up, but you want to still create as much length as you can between the top of the buttocks and those back bottom ribs. So from here, drag one heel on the floor, straighten the leg, and even here, so the lower back begins to rise. That is okay, but keep that top of the buttocks moving towards now the straight leg heel. And then drag the other leg on the floor. And again, the top of the buttocks moving towards the heel. The front bottom ribs begin to pop up. So I want you to take the front bottom ribs towards the back body. And that will also help to lengthen that area between the top of the buttocks and the bottom ribs. From here, if your feet go together, take them together. If they don't, then they're apart. Not a big deal. Interlock your thumbs together and extend your arms overhead. Again here, as soon as you extend the arms up, these front bottom ribs begin to rise towards the ceiling. The arch in your back becomes larger. There will be an arch there, but still take the front bottom ribs towards the back body. Take the top of the buttocks towards your heels. Turn the thighs in and press the thigh bones down, the top of the thigh bones. Don't confuse that with the knee. So if you feel as if you're pressing your knees down, then I want you to press your heels down. Press your center heels into the floor and then press your thighs down. And it should not feel as if your heels are coming up even in the teeniest amount. So the heels press down and then the tops of the thighs press down. Now lengthen from the inner thigh through the inner knee, through the inner heel. But remember, as we lengthen the inner groins, the inner groin area, the whole inner leg lengthens, but from that inner groin, from the top of the thighs, lengthen back towards the lower abdomen. So there's a lengthening out in both directions. The flesh of the inner thighs descends down and draw from your outer knees to your outer hips as you compact your hips together. Now maintain that and begin to go the other way. Extend through the side ribs. Keep the front bottom ribs down and create more distance between your hips and your armpits. And remember, it's not about the action. What happens when you create more distance there? What are the effects of the action? Physically, what do you feel physically? Perhaps emotionally? And the breath, what changes in the breath? What changes in the energies? And then extend from your armpits out through your elbows, out through your fingertips. And then draw from your outer elbow back to your shoulders. So as we extend the inner legs, we draw from the outer knees to the outer hips. As we extend the inner arms, we draw from the outer elbows to the shoulders. And if you're working your maximum, pull back a little bit. Let's not have today your maximum day. but can we find a sense of peacefulness here, a sense of calm, or at least allow the opportunity for that to arise if it's not there right now? And if all you're doing is working, that may not come to you today. And release and relax. Arms out by your sides, palms up, let your legs go. Bend your legs, take your feet on the floor. Scoot the flesh of the buttocks towards the heels to lengthen the lower back. Start with your other leg this time. Drag your heel on the floor, straighten your leg. Other heel on the floor, straighten your leg. Feet together. Interlock your thumbs now the opposite way. That's the hardest part of the pose, is to remember which thumb was on top. Extend the arms overhead. Watch those front ribs. Take the front bottom ribs towards the back body, the top of the buttocks towards the heels. Turn your thighs and press your thighs down. Again, keep the heels pressing too. Don't let the heels come up. If the heels come up, you're pressing your knees down. Instead, press your thighs down. Lengthen through the inner thighs, the whole inner leg. And as you lengthen from the inner thigh, through the inner knee, through the inner heel, lengthen from the upper inner thighs back towards the abdomen. The flesh of the inner thighs descending. And draw from the outer knees to the outer hips. Compact those hips together. Maintaining that, going the other way. Extending from your hips through your armpits, extending through those side ribs. Front ribs moving towards the back body. More and more as time goes on. So it's not just one big extension and then we're done. More and more as time goes on. And opening those armpits, extending armpit to elbow, elbow to wrist, right through the fingertips. Drawing from the outer elbow to the shoulders. And it can also help here. Imagine your thumbs are interlocked, you're trying to pull them away from each other. As you pull the thumbs away from each other, though they're interlocked, so they don't go away from each other. So as you try and pull them away from each other, or pull your hands away from each other, is more accurate. Continue to lengthen those inner arms and equally draw from the outer elbow to the shoulder. Still extending through the legs. As you work the arms, don't forget the legs. The whole body is involved here, each and every cell. Can you spread your awareness to each and every cell of the body? And release and relax. Arms up by your sides, palms are up, let your legs go. Breathe into your shoulders and breathe into your hips. Breathe into your shoulders and breathe into your hips. Bend your legs, take your feet on the floor. Take hold of your strap or belt or scarf now. Bend your right leg into your chest and put the strap around your foot where the heel meets the arch. And then straighten your leg towards the ceiling. Have your heel over your hip. No death grips on the straps. I'm just holding here very, very gently. Relax the shoulders. The kneecap should be facing straight ahead. Press the thigh bone back, especially that what we normally call the top of the thigh, the part that's closest to your hip, that presses back. The lengthening. Lengthen from the inner thigh through the inner knee, through the inner ankle, and push through the ball of the big toe. And again, that lengthening from the top of the thigh back towards the abdomen. So that groin is lengthening in both directions. The flesh of the inner thigh moving back. And drawing from the outer knee to the outer hip. So it's the same actions of the leg. You can also open behind the eye of the knee. Right, so the eye of the knee is the back of the knee. Sometimes you talk about the eyelids of the eye of the knee, which is the calf, part of the calf that's closest to the back knee, part of the hamstring that's closest to the back knee. Those are the eyelids. When we open the eyelids, we move the top of the calf, the bottom of the hamstring away from each other to open the eye of the knee, as opposed to just jamming the knee back. And then bend your legs, switch legs. Strap goes where the heel meets the arch, straighten your left leg. Again, no death grips on the strap. Heel over your hip. Kneecap pointing straight forward. So you have to turn your thigh in such a way that your kneecap points straight forward. Press the thigh bone back, the part of the thigh that is closest to your hip. Lengthen from the inner thigh through the inner knee, through the inner ankle, push through the ball of the big toe. The ball of the big toe is the peak of the pose. And from the upper inner thigh, also draw back towards the abdomen so that groin is lengthening in both directions. The flesh of the inner thigh moving back and drawing from that outer knee to the outer hip. Again, noticing how those actions in the leg affect the abdomen, affect the torso, affect the breath. Even affect the face. If your face is scrunching, you're working hard to somewhere. You're working too hard somewhere. One day I'll learn English. So how do you need to work to create a softness in the face? Opening the eye of the knee as well. The back of the knee. Opening those eyelids of the hamstring and the calf. And bend your leg, switch legs. Press your thigh back. Extend from the inner thigh to the inner knee, through the inner ankle, push through the ball of the big toe. Draw from the outer knee to the outer hip. Now maintain that. Keep that thigh pressing back. So the thigh presses back. When you go to straighten the left leg, your thigh really, even the outer hip, the outer right hip will want to move towards your shoulder and the foot will want to move away from your face. So keep that right outer hip moving away from your shoulder. Keep the foot exactly where it is and drag your left heel on the floor as you straighten your left leg. 2 straight legs. Now press both thighs back, so the right thigh pressing back, left thigh down. Extend both inner legs in both directions, so out through the inner knee, through the inner heels, and that through the balls of the toes as well, and then back towards the abdomen. So you get that relaxing of the abdomen, the flesh of the inner thighs, moving from the front of the legs towards the back of the legs, drawing the outer knees to the outer hips as you compact the hips together. And doing that work of compacting the hips together while maintaining that lengthening and the releasing of the inner thighs. So Supta Padangusthasana 1. Supta Padangusthasana 2. Reach up high in the strap with your right hand. Take your left hand onto your thigh to push that down, because that's going to want to come up. So push that down. And then draw your leg just towards your face a little bit if you're able, if you have that flexibility. And take your leg not just out to the side, but towards your face and out to the side. You can rest your upper arm on the floor. And if that leg really can't come out like that, then bend your leg into a 45-degree angle. You can just bend your leg into a 45-degree angle, or that's a 90-degree angle, into a 90-degree angle, sorry. Bend your leg into a 90-degree angle, and then take that thigh towards your face and out to the side. So you still get that opening of the hip. So with either a bent leg or a straight leg, take that leg out to the side, but towards your face and out to the side. The left thigh still turns in. The left thigh still presses down. Extend, and that right thigh still presses back. Extend both inner legs. and draw from both outer knees to outer hips. Draw your abdomen from the right side towards the left side. That will help keep that left thigh hip down. Ensure that your face is soft. And then with a straight leg, inhale, come up. Hold both sides of the strap, Supta Padangusthasana 1. Supta Padangusthasana 3. Take hold of the strap in your left hand now. Take your right hand to the top of the thigh, right thigh, where the thigh meets your hip. So your hand is on the front of the thigh, and you're pushing the thigh back. Don't have it towards your knee. I don't want you to push your knee back, but push the thigh bone back. The hip goes with it. And then take your right leg over to the left side. Don't let your foot go away from your face. The thigh goes away from your face. Your foot comes towards it. And you don't have to go far here. Just go to the edge of that sensation. And for some of us, it starts right away. You just have to go, an inch and a half. And some is more, that's fine. But don't just go into the pain. It will not release more quickly if you have more pain. More pain is not more gain. So just go to the edge of the sensation. When that releases, you can go a little bit further. Maybe it releases today, maybe it releases next week or next year. I don't know. It's your body's different. Each body is different. And you have to begin to work according to your body, not mine, not anybody else's. And inhale, take the leg back up. Hold both sides of the strap, Supta Padangusthasana 1. Thighs pressing back, lengthen the inner legs, outer knees to outer hips. Soften your shoulders. And then bend both legs. Take a breath. Then we'll do the other side. Supta Padangusthasana 1 with the left leg. So start with the right leg bent, left leg straightens. No death grips on the strap. Press the thigh bone back. Lengthen the inner leg through the ball of the big toe, and then from the upper inner thigh back towards the abdomen, the flesh of the inner thigh moving back, and draw from the outer knee to the outer hip. Get those actions. Maintaining that, drag the right leg on, the right heel on the floor, Now both thighs turning in, both thighs pressing back. So left one back, right one down, lengthening the inner thighs through the inner legs, the whole inner leg lengthening out in both directions. So out through the heels, the balls of the toes, back towards the abdomen. The flesh of the inner thighs descending, draw from the outer knees to the outer hips, compact the hips together. And again, finding that dance, that sweet spot between the outer quadricep muscles contracting, the outer hips compacting, yet the inner legs still lengthening and descending and releasing. Supta Padangusthasana 2, holding up high on the strap with your left hand, right hand on the thigh. Keep using that arm to keep the thigh down. The abdomen moves from the left side to the right side. Press the right thigh down and take your leg. Again, it can either be a straight leg or that bent leg. If it's a struggle with the straight leg, use that bent leg and take that leg out to the side, towards your face and out to the side. You can rest your upper arm on the floor, that's fine. I have a wall here close. That's nice. If you have a wall there, it's sometimes nice just to rest your heel on the wall. I lucked out here with my placement. Keep that right thigh pressing down, so both thighs press back. Lengthen the inner legs in both directions, out through the foot, back towards the abdomen. Draw the outer knees to the outer hips, compact those hips together. Press that right thigh down, draw the abdomen from the left side towards the right side. Observe your pose. Allow yourself to experience this. And with a straight leg, inhale, come up. Hold both sides of the strap, Supta Padangusthasana 1. Then Supta Padangusthasana 3. Holding up with the right hand, take the left hand on the top of the thigh where the thigh meets the hip and push back so that the thigh and the hip keep moving away from you. And the foot stays moving towards you. And then take the left leg over to the right. Again, you don't have to go far. Just to the edge of that sensation. Allow the pose to work for you. Don't fight your pose. Work with your pose. Inhale, take your leg back up. Supta Padangusthasana 1. And bend both legs. And let's just get straight, flat on the floor. So take the top of the buttocks towards your heels, straighten your legs one at a time. Instead of interlocking the thumbs this time, feet together, instead of interlocking the thumbs, extend your arms straight up, palms face each other towards the ceiling. Now keep those front bottom ribs towards the back body. Keep the side ribs towards the mat and take those arms so they're in line, upper arms in line with your ears. Lengthen the inner thighs, thigh bones down, outer knees to outer hips. Lengthen through the side ribs, lengthen through the armpits, arms, dropping your outer elbows to your shoulders. So the legs and arms are working quite similarly. And release and relax. Arms up by your sides, palms are up, breathe into your shoulders, breathe into your hips. Let's come up to standing. So bend your legs, extend your right arm past your right ear, roll to the right side, use your left hand on the floor in front of your heart, push to come up, and come up to standing. Into Tadasana. Balance on your feet. Thighs back. Lengthen in the inner thighs. Right, in both directions, right? So that from the knee to the lower abdomen, there needs to be a lengthening there. The flesh of the inner thighs moves back from the front of the thigh to the back of the thigh, dropping the outer knees to the outer hips, compact the hips together. Front bottom ribs towards the back body. Again, that length between the top of the buttocks, so the top of the buttocks goes down, and those back bottom ribs go in and up. So keep that length between the top of the buttocks and the back bottom ribs. But caution, when you take the top of the buttocks down, the thighs go forward. So now you have to take the thighs back again. And that takes the top of the buttocks up. So now you have to take the top of the buttocks down again. And there go the thighs. So thighs back and top of the buttocks down at the same time. Extend through the arms. Again, from the armpit, extending out through the hand. And from the outer elbow towards the shoulder. Tadasana, mountain pose. Utthita Trikonasana, triangle pose. Take your fingertips up by your chest. Bend your legs. Jump or step your feet apart. It's a wide stance. Feet below your hands. Now, even here, and I've been doing this for some years now, I notice it right away now. So I want you to begin to notice. I notice there's more weight on one foot and these front ribs are thrown forward. So I'll start from the base, even out the feet, which takes an adjustment for me in the hip. Then I do that work, thighs back. You can take your hands on your hips for a moment. So really do this work. Take the thighs back, lengthen the inner groins, draw the outer knees to the outer hips. Now I have to fix these ribs. I know I'm going in, this is a transition part of the pose. We're going into triangle pose, but you still want this to work for you. So I need to lengthen the top of the buttocks down, create more length between the top of the buttocks and those back bottom ribs, and take the front bottom ribs back. The whole experience now, especially in the torso area where the breath flows, and remember, this is still about using the body to create a new experience of the breath and the energy, the movement of energy. So notice how that changes for you. Now re-extend the arms. Turn your left foot in, turn your right leg out. Ensure that your front heel is in line with your back arch. Take the back thigh back so that you can really press that outer rim of the back heel. Turn the front thigh from the inside out. Lift both outer knees to the outer hips. Now on that front leg, ensure that as you turn that front thigh out, you're still pressing the ball of the big toe. Now please drop your shoulders down. Extend through the arms. Now keep pressing the back heel. Inhale, press the back heel. On your exhalation, take your right hand down, take your left arm up. Keep pressing the back heel, turn that front thigh, and lift the outer knees to the outer hips. Rotate the torso. The head can look straight forward or look up past your arm. Observe your pose. Press into the back heel, reach through your arm, pull yourself up and out. Parallel your feet. Over to the other side, right foot and left leg out. Front heel in line with your back arch. Take the back thigh back to press the back heel. Don't just do it with the knee, but the thigh itself has to go back, press the back heel. Turn the front thigh out. Lift both outer knees to outer hips. Keep pressing that back heel. Inhale, exhale, come down. So left hand goes down, right hand goes up. Press that back heel, turn the front thigh out, lift both outer knees to outer hips. The torso does rotate. Your eyes can look either forward or up. Observe your pose. Then pull with your top arm, press into the back heel, pull yourself up and out, parallel your feet, and jumper step your feet together. Now often we do poses, and I'll teach that twice, I'll do another standing pose, teach that twice. Today's different. Today we're going to go through some of the standing poses. Virabhadrasana 2, warrior pose 2, fingertips up. Jumper step your feet wide. Left foot in, right leg out. Press into the back heel. Turn the front thigh. Draw the outer knees to the outer hips. Compact those hips together. Now reach through that back arm. Press that back heel. Inhale. Exhale. Bend the front leg. It's a 90-degree angle. 90-degree angle. Knee over the ankle, thigh parallel to the floor. Make sure your spine is perpendicular to the floor. Keep pressing that back heel. Watch those front ribs pushing forward. So it's still top of the buttocks down, front bottom ribs in. Gaze over your front fingertips. Look through the eyes in the back of your head. We're only doing these poses once today, so you got to give it everything. And reach through the back arm, straighten your front leg, parallel your feet. Right foot and left leg out. Press into that back heel, so that back thigh has to go back. Turn that front thigh out, lift the outer knees to the outer hips, compact the hips together. Extend through your back arm. Inhale, exhale, bend the leg, front leg. 90-degree angle, knee over the ankle, thigh parallel to the floor. Keep pressing the back heel. Top of the buttocks down, front bottom ribs in. Gaze over those front fingertips. Look through the eyes in the back of your head. Observe your pose. Pull with your back arm, straighten your front leg, parallel your feet, and jump or step your feet together. Check in here in your Tadasana. What is the effects? What are the effects of that pose? What's changing? Take a couple of blocks if you have, or a chair. You can use a chair as a support too. So I'm going to take a block on either side of the mat for Utthita Parshva Konasana. You can use a chair. You just take a chair where that block is. That's fine. So you have a little higher lift. Or books. And if you don't have that, you can always take your forearm on your thigh also. So if you have nothing, I'll show you how you can do this. So fingertips up, bend your legs, jump or step your feet apart. Turn your left foot in, right leg out. Press into the back heel. So we're going to start off similarly to Virabhadrasana 2. That back thigh goes back, press into the back heel. Front thigh turns out, draw from the outer knee to the outer hip. Extend through the back arm, inhale, exhale, bend the front leg. Knee over the ankle, thigh parallel to the floor. Inhale, on your exhalation, now take your hand on the block of the chair. If you don't have anything, then you just take your forearm onto your thigh, and that's totally fine as well. Otherwise, hand on the block. I'm using a high block today. I'm going for ease. You can use the height that makes sense. And just for a moment, take your hand on your hip so we can adjust the legs. Left hand on your hip. So really take that back thigh back, press into the heel. Take the front buttock forward. So the back thigh goes back, the front buttock goes forward. Ensure that your knee stays over your ankle. So there's this nice opening in the pelvic area. Now with your hand still on your hip, lean back. So lean your torso back, lean your head back, and imagine you're just leaning against an imaginary wall. And now extend your arm up, rotate it so your palm faces your ear. Make a nice big arch and extend over your head. Press into the back heel and extend out through your arm. And as you extend out through your arm and fingertips, press through the back heel. It's a two-way street. You're extending in both directions, not one. Observe your pose. And reach through your arm, pull yourself up and out. Parallel your feet. Right over to the other side, right foot and left leg out. Front heel in line with your back arch. Press into that back heel. So the left thigh needs to go back. Right thigh needs to go back. Press into the back heel. Turn that front thigh out. Reach through that back arm. Inhale, exhale into Virabhadrasana 2. Inhale, exhale, hand down onto the block. Take your right hand on your hip. So the back thigh goes back, press into the back heel. That front buttock, left buttock goes forward as the back thigh goes back. Knee stays over your ankle. So there's again, this opening in the pelvic area. Allow that to be there. Watch those front ribs popping out. Take the front bottom ribs towards the back body. Still length between the top of the buttocks and the back bottom ribs. Rotate the torso, lean back. So lean the torso back, lean the head back. Then extend the arm up, rotate it, and extend your arm over your ear. Keep pressing the back heel as you extend through the whole side of the body, through the fingertips. And as you extend from the fingertips, extend right back down through the back heel. It's a two-way street. Observe your pose. And then reach through the arm, pull yourself up and out. Parallel your feet. And jump or step your feet together. Tadasana. Take the blocks now towards the front of your mat. We'll do some of the revolve poses. Parvrita Trikonasana, revolved Trikonasana. Fingertips up, bend your legs, jump or step your feet apart. Left foot in, right leg out. Take your hands on your hips for a moment, actually. Left foot in, right leg out. Now you want to square your hips towards the sides of the room. Pick up the back heel, square your hip towards the side of the room. Front thigh turns out, back thigh turns in. Hips are squared, ribs are squared. Notice again, if your front ribs are popping forward, if you shrunk in the distance between the top of the buttocks and the back ribs. So take the front bottom ribs back, more length between the top of the buttocks and those back bottom ribs. Now keep pressing the back heel, extend your left arm up, reach up, inhale, and then extend forward, 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 forward. The chest keeps going forward as you take your hand down, which you can take on a block on the instep of your foot. Okay, the final pose is your hand is on the floor on the outside of your foot. So if you feel confident with the block on the outside of your foot, you can do that. Or if you have more ease with the block on the inside of the foot, that's fine. Now take the right hip back, extend your chest forward, and then rotate the torso over the straight leg. Start from the base of the spine and work your way up. Now the balance here coming out is in the back heel and that left arm. Press into the back heel and reach for that arm and pull yourself, swing yourself up and out. And then that block may be in your way. Parallel your feet, take your hands on your hips. Move that block out of your way. Take a breath. Turn your right foot and left leg out. Pick up that back heel, square your hips towards the side of the room. Square your ribs towards the side of the room. Press into that back heel. So the back thigh has to turn in. The back thigh pressing back, press into the back heel. Turn the front thigh out. Lift the outer knees to the outer hips, compact the hips together. Now keep those front bottom ribs into the body, that length between the top of the buttocks and the back bottom ribs. And extend the right arm up, right? So from the back heel, get all that length from the back heel through that right arm. That's the reason we're extending, so that we're raising that arm, is so we can get that length, because the arm does come down. Now keep that length, inhale, exhale, come forward. So press the back heel and extend forward, 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 forward. Keep the chest going forward, take the hand down, move it onto the block, take the block on the instep of your foot, or if you had it on the outside of your foot, that's fine as well. Now take that left hip back and extend the chest forward, so we're creating length in the spine first. Inhale, and on your exhalation, begin the turn. So each inhalation, lengthen the spine. Each exhalation, turn the spine. Allow yourself to breathe. Observe your pose. Now pressing the back heel, coming out, press the back heel, use your right arm, swing your arm up and out. And then parallel your feet, move that block out of your way, and jump or step your feet together. And as I said at the beginning of the class, sometimes I get these messages. So I just got a message that this particular pose, which can be a difficult pose, this one we're supposed to do again. So we're doing poses once, but this one we're doing twice. We'll see what happens with others that come our way. So have your blocks ready, fingertips up, bend your legs, jump or step your feet wide. Take your hands on your hips. Turn your left foot in, turn your right leg out. I have an idea. So turn your left foot in, right leg out, and take that block on the instep of your foot. Now don't turn yet, okay? We're gonna turn with the arms up. So the back thigh is back, turning the front thigh out, pressing the back heel, extend the arms. Drop the shoulders. Now use the momentum of your arms to turn towards the side. So turn so that your hip and your torso come towards you. Now keep going and turn towards the side wall. And then take your hand down. Your arm can go up or it can go on your hip. If that didn't make sense for everybody, I want to know now. If you got lost there, please let me know. Press the back heel. Take that right hip back, extend the chest forward, turn. If your arm is up, fine. If you took it on your hip as I did, that's fine too. Coming out, still pressing the back heel. Use your left arm, pull yourself up and out. Parallel your feet, watch that block if it's in your way. Take your hands on your hips. So turn your left foot and right leg out, front heel in line with your back arch, just so we can get that block placement there. And then we're going to use the arms. So what we're really doing with the arms is we're turning forward and then we're turning, so we're getting the torso into the pose and then coming down. So it's a slightly different way of getting into it. So arms out, back thigh back, press into the heel, turn that front thigh out. Both outer knees to outer hips, compact those hips. Inhale, on your exhalation, turn to face forward, so hip forward, ribs forward. Inhale, exhale, continue the turn so you begin, at least begin to face that back wall, and then take the hand down onto the block. So right hand down, left arm goes up, but I'm going to take my left hand still onto my hip. I get a little bit more balance that way and I can work the twist better. If you want to keep the arm up, that's your choice. Take that left hip back, extend the torso, extend the spine, side ribs. On the inhale, inhalation, lengthen. On the exhalation, turn. And pressing that back heel, using the right arm, swing yourself up and out. Arms up, parallel your feet, watch that block. Jumper step your feet together. Tadasana, check in with yourself. Check in with yourself. All right, put the blocks to the side. I don't want them in your way. Virabhadrasana 1, warrior pose 1. Fingertips up, bend your legs, jumper step your feet together. And then do whatever adjustments you need to do here. I felt my ribs went forward, so I'm going to take those ribs in. I'm going to lengthen from the top of the buttocks to the back bottom ribs. Now you may have had that part fine, but what is it in your feet? What is it in your groins? What is it in the hips? What adjustments can you make? Now everyone, take your hands on your hips as we get into Virabhadrasana 1. Turn your left foot in, turn your right leg out. Lift up your heel. Rotate that left hip forward and place the heel back down. So the hips are squared, ribs are squared. Front ribs back, top of the buttocks down, back bottom ribs in and up. So there's still that length there. Elbows are back, but not so far back that you're pinching the spine and the shoulder blades together. You still have a broadness in the chest, but also a broadness in the upper back. Now press the back heel, inhale, bend the front leg. It's a 90-degree angle, knee over the ankle, thigh parallel to the floor. Keep that left hip going forward. The left ribs go forward so that they are squared. More distance between the top of the buttocks and those back bottom ribs. So the top of the buttocks down, back bottom ribs in and up, but front bottom ribs back. Draw your abdomen into the spine. Draw your abdomen up into your chest, and then extend your arms forward, arms up. The head can either look forward, and if you have the lift in the side ribs, then your head may go up. Don't force the head up. It should not hurt your neck. But it doesn't just come from the neck, it comes from the side ribs. Observe your pose. And then reach up with your arms, straighten your front leg. Parallel your feet, arms out to the side, hands on hips. Turn your right foot in, turn your left leg out. Pick up the back heel, take that hip forward, place the back heel down. The back thigh does turn in, so you can press into that back heel. Front thigh turns out, both outer knees to outer hips. Compact those hips, but do lengthen the inner legs, lengthen the groins. So release the groins, compact the hips. Front bottom ribs back, top of the buttocks down, back bottom ribs in and up. So that we keep that length in that lower back area. Now maintaining that, press the back heel, inhale, exhale, bend the front leg. Knee over the ankle, thigh parallel to the floor. So for me, as I bend that front leg, I notice, even though I just corrected it, I stuck my front ribs forward, collapsed my lower back. So I'm taking my front bottom ribs back, top of the buttocks down, back bottom ribs in and up. Draw the abdomen towards the spine, draw the abdomen up into the chest, and then extend the arms forward, arms up. Again, the head can either gaze forward or up, depending how much lift and length you've gotten in the side ribs. Observe your pose. Press into the back heel, straighten the front leg, parallel the feet, arms out to the side. Jump or step your feet together. And our last of the standing poses, Utthita Trikonasana, one more time. Let's see if it's the same or if it's different. What did these other poses do? How do these other poses affect us and affect that pose of Utthita Trikonasana? Fingertips up, bend your legs, jump or step your feet wide. Turn your left foot in, turn your right leg out, front heel in line with your back arch. Press the back heel, turn the front thigh, lift the outer knee to the outer hip. Compact those hips together. Now keep pressing the back heel, inhale, exhale, take your hand down. Press into the back heel, turn that front thigh, lift the outer knees to the outer hips. Front ribs into the body, top of the buttocks and back ribs spreading away from each other. Head gazing forward or looking up. How is this pose different this time than last time? Reach through your arm, pull yourself up and out. Parallel your feet. Over to the other side, right foot in, left leg out. Front heel in line with your back arch. Press the outer rim of the back heel, turn that front thigh out. Lift the outer knees to the outer hips, really compact those hips together. Drop the shoulders, hold your arms up from your armpits. Inhale, press into the back heel, exhale, come down. Keep those hips nice, compacted together. Re-establish your legs, pressing the back heel, turning the front thigh. Lifting the outer knees to the outer hips, compacting the hips together. Rotating the torso. Head straight, eyes looking up, and don't forget those ribs. So front bottom ribs back, more distance between the buttocks and the back bottom ribs. Reaching with your arm, pull yourself up and out. Parallel your feet and jump or step your feet together. Tadasana. Check in with yourself. Thighs back, front bottom ribs towards the back body, top of the buttocks down. Beverly, if something's going on that you want to tell me about, let me know. And release. Take hold of your chair. Place the back of the chair facing the front. And have a seat facing the side. So that your right side is facing closest to the back edge of the chair. Square your hips, knees, heels. And again here, front bottom ribs back, top of the buttocks down, space between the top of the buttocks and the back bottom ribs. Space between the hips and the armpits. The length is more important than the turn itself. You have to get that length first. Extend your arms forward, extend your arms up, but keep the length of that spine. So the ribs in, top of the buttocks down, back bottom ribs up. Now maintain the length, lengthening from your hips all the way through your armpits to your arms. Maintain that length, turn your hands out to the side, exhale, come down, get that width, drop the shoulders. All right, we're not rushing here. Inhale, on your exhalation, take hold of the back of the chair, allow the spine to turn. Elbows up, shoulders down. Inhale, lengthening through the spine. On your exhalation, turning. So you're pulling with the left hand, pushing with the right hand. Inhale, lifting, lengthening, exhale. Keeping the lift as you turn. Right? So it's not that we lengthen and then we collapse. We inhale, lengthen, maintain the length, exhale, turn. There should be an ease here. Please don't overwork this. Inhale, lift, lengthen. Exhale, come to center. Keep the lift, keep the length. Keep the width as well. And just turn around on the chair. Square hips, knees, heels. Arms forward, arms up. Keep the length. Inhale, on your exhalation, keep the length. Exhale, take the arms down, get that nice width. Width across the chest and also the top of the back. Maintain the lift, the length, maintain the width. Inhale, on your exhalation, take hold of the back of the chair. Elbows up, shoulders down. That's going to help broaden both the chest and the top of the back. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, turn. Inhaling, lifting, lengthening. Exhale, turning. Maintain the lift, maintain the width. Inhale. Exhale, come to center. Maintaining the lift, maintaining the width. Back to the first side. So this time what I want you to do is, what we've been doing is we lift on the inhalation and then we turn as we're exhaling. What I want you to do this time is I want you to exhale completely and then turn. Okay? So inhale, lengthen, then exhale completely and then turn after your body is empty of air. Okay, so square the hips, knees, heels, arms forward, arms up, lengthen. Keep those front ribs in, lengthen in the lower back. Inhale, exhale, hands out to the side, get that width. Inhale, exhale completely. Take hold of the back of the chair. Ribs in, elbows up, shoulders down. Inhale, lengthen, keep the length, exhale completely, turn. Inhale, pace of your breath, not mine. Exhale completely, turn. An optimal amount. Inhale, Exhale completely. Turn. And then just take a couple breaths here, observing. Allow the breath to breathe you. Don't force anything. Maintain the lift. On your exhalation, come back to center. Maintain the lift. Other side. Square the hips, knees, heels. Ribs in, lengthen the lower back. Arms forward, arms up, lengthen. Inhale, on your exhalation, take your arms down. And inhale, pace of your breath to be clear. Inhale. Exhale completely. Take hold of the back of the chair. Inhale, elbows up, shoulders down. Inhale. Exhale completely. Turn. Pace of your breath. Inhale. Exhale completely. Turn. Inhale. Exhale completely. Turn. Allow the breath to breathe you for a few breaths here as you observe. Maintain the lift. Inhale. Exhale, come to center. Come up. Take the chair. Downward facing dog. If you want to do downward facing dog on the floor, you're welcome to. I'm going to take it on the chair. Hands on the chair. Walk your feet back just to get a little bit more symmetrical after the twists. Thighs back. Lengthen through the inner arms, the side ribs. Lengthen through the legs. We're moving towards Shavasana. This doesn't have to be your hardest work now. Just finding a sense of evenness on the two sides. And if you chose to do downward facing dog on the floor, then you come into child's pose, bend your legs. Otherwise, if you're on the chair like I am, you walk your feet forward, come into Tadasana. And everybody release and set yourself up for Shavasana. If you have anything going on with your lower back, please take your calves on the chair. Otherwise, take a support underneath your head, either a flat blanket, towel, or you can fold it, that's fine. Lie back, take that blanket so it's just touching the edge of your shoulders, supporting your seventh cervical. Start with your legs bent, with your feet on the floor, or if your calves are on the chair, then you're all set there. But take that top of the buttocks towards your heels, straighten your legs one at a time. Let your legs go. Arms out to the sides comfortably. And let go here. Now is your time to let go. To completely surrender. Surrender in the arm. Surrender in the legs. Surrender in the torso. Surrender to that Mother Earth below you. You must surrender in order to receive. Surrender your skull as well. You must surrender in order to receive. So once you have surrendered appropriately, can you be here allowing yourself to receive? Giving yourself permission to receive. Noticing what is it that the universe is trying to offer you right now, that perhaps as we go through our days trying to control things, we're not allowing in. As you surrender here, what is it that the universe is trying to offer you? And can you allow yourself to receive it? To enjoy the gifts. Shavasana. Maintaining the gifts that the universe has offered you. Deepen the inhalation, lengthen the exhalation. Extend your right arm past your right ear, roll to the right side, or bend your legs, roll to the right side. Take a moment here. When you feel ready, place your left hand on the floor in front of your heart, turn your torso towards the floor first, push to come up to sitting. If you're sitting cross-legged, cross your legs the opposite way you did from the beginning of class. Sitting in a chair is fine as well. Bring your palms together, thumbs at your chest. Taking a moment to observe your practice. What's different? What's changed? And can you carry the benefits of your yoga practice with you into the rest of your day, your evening, tomorrow, into all of your interactions with other people, with kindness and compassion for others, most importantly, kindness and compassion for yourself. And let's close our practice together by chanting one collective Om. Deep inhalation. Gently let your eyelids open. Big smile. Namaste. Bow to the divine within you.